Okay, so I decided to go live because we are getting ready to usher in the new year. And I thought that I will talk about career stagnation, especially for immigrants, and what's the real problem. And the answer will surprise you. So, watch this video till the end so that you can get some nuggets, some food for thought for how you can transform your career and take action so that you can get to that next level rapidly. For those who do not know me, I am Dr. Mrinalini Garg. I help South Asian women and immigrant women to get to their dream leadership position rapidly without working endlessly, getting another degree, or feeling like they need to be somebody else. So pay close attention because this is going to just open your mind, open your brain, and make you think differently about your career. So, as you can see on the board, I am going to dive into the real problem of why immigrant women stay stagnated in their career. So, let me erase this because I want to use the whiteboard to walk you through how we can or how we are responsible for staying stagnated in our career and how we can change that. Okay, so here's something that I want you to start thinking about. What could be the real problem? Why am I stagnated? And honestly, in the core of our heart, we know that, but it takes a lot of self reflection and a lot of courage to admit what the real problem is. But let's look at this. So let's say this is you, or I will write here, yeah, let's say you. So this is where you are, and you want to get to that next level. But in the workplace, that doesn't happen somehow. Somebody else gets promoted. Even though you are qualified, you're highly qualified, you're more qualified than your peers, you're working harder than everybody else, you are creating amazing deliverables, and everything is just great about you. And yet, when it comes to the real recognition, nothing happens. Someone else who is less qualified than you gets ahead in your career. So let's understand what's going on. So here's what happens, right? So this is you want to get to that next level, but then there are some things that happen. First of all, it's very important to understand who is that person who gets promoted. Now, I want you to be real honest with yourself. And I want you to ask yourself, if you were the manager, and imagine your current version of you is part of a team. As a manager, would you promote yourself to the next level? And if it's a yes, I want you to start thinking about why would you promote yourself. Now, one answer could be, well, I am the one who's working harder than everybody else. I am the one who's delivering all the results and I should be promoted. And I have all these qualifications. So you check all the boxes and qualifications, expertise, and how hard you work. Let's say you checked all those boxes. Honestly, as a manager, if you are someone who gets the work done, I will not promote you. Why would I promote you? If you are doing 2 to 3 people's worth work, why would I promote you? Why would I shoot myself in my foot and let you go? Now, I want you to ask yourself, so you checked all these boxes, for expertise, for qualifications, and hard work and everything. If you put that aside, is there any reason, any other reason why you wouldn't promote yourself? What are some of the things that are missing that would stop you from promoting yourself to the next level. Now, the most common thing that is missing is that nobody knows you, because you're busy working harder, you're working weekends, you're working long hours, and your boss doesn't even see you. And actually, that's a problem, because if you tell your boss this is how much you're working, your boss might actually start thinking, wow, this person is so qualified, she's so qualified. Why does she have to work so hard? What's wrong with her? So, the perception that your boss has about you matters a lot. If you're not seen as a leader, if you're not known as a leader, there's a problem, right? So, most of my clients, when they come to me, they tell me the most common uh, thing that they hear from their boss is that, well, everything is great about you, keep doing all that you're doing. All you need to do is just work on your leadership skills and work on your communication, right? So let's write that down. So work on your communication, and I'm going to write down leadership skills, right? You probably got that feedback from your manager also. And you are wondering, what the heck does that mean? I mean, don't people understand what I'm saying? I mean, I'm getting all the work done. I'm working with cross functional teams, and we are making the project happen. The customers are happy and teammates are happy. What else do you want me to work on? And the answer is never a clear answer. And you just keep thinking, wow, what do I need to work on? So you start thinking about, maybe I should, join Toastmasters and improve my public speaking skills. Or maybe I should watch some YouTube videos and learn about presentation. Or maybe attend, difficult conversations workshop or something. And then you go, you do that. 6 months go by, and you still get that same feedback. Yeah, everything is great, but, communication is, still not there yet. And this is very frustrating, because you don't know exactly what you need to work on. And then you feel like, oh, maybe I should go get a degree. Maybe I should get another certification, because you feel that that will get you to that next level. A few more months go by and you are still stuck. Now, this has become a big problem that you can't troubleshoot, that you can't find a solution to. And then, what the heck is leadership skills? If I can work with a team even though I don't have the authority, and if I'm getting work done, is that not leadership? Let me clarify a few things for you. Yes, that is leadership. Getting things done, having difficult conversations, struggling and figuring out how to deal with problem team members, having conversations with stakeholders. Yes, that's great communication. And you're doing all of that. You're also completing your projects, and your team members are praising you, are complimenting you, your stakeholders are complimenting you, your clients are complimenting you, and yet your boss just doesn't seem to see all of that. Do you know why? And this is the problem. This is the problem. You do not know how to showcase your skills, how to speak up, how to talk about what you bring to the table, how to show your value. So, the answer to the problem why you are stagnated in your career is because you are the problem. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you, and you don't need to, change yourself, but you need to know how to stand up for yourself, how to advocate for yourself. Because honestly, what is underneath communication and leadership skills? You might start thinking, oh, leadership skills, yeah, a leader has charisma. I need to work on my soft skills. I need to be more assertive. I need to be a visionary. And these are all good, but this is very textbook like. You cannot implement textbook knowledge practically, honestly, if you ask me. That's why, there's bookish knowledge and there's street smartness. What lies underneath are three things. There are only three things. And if you have those three things, your career will transform. So basically, this is just a smoke screen. Communication and leadership skills, they are just smoke screens. And I'll explain what I mean by that. These two are very broad things. Very broad things. I mean, you Google leadership and you will get, I don't know, 20 million hits or something. But you won't know out of those 20 million resources what applies to you. You're going to go Google and not Google, you will start, looking videos on YouTube on improving communication. You will get lots of videos, but you wouldn't know what applies to you. And honestly, when you look for these videos, you're going to get answers, but they don't apply to you. It works for the native English speaking people, but when it comes to you, it doesn't apply because it does not take into consideration your cultural norms, your cultural aspects, where you come from, the journey that you have taken from your own home country and migrated to a new country and implanted yourself there. That's not taken into consideration. Yes, you can learn how to do presentations, but if you're doing a great presentation, but some white guy, calls you out and criticizes you, if you don't know how to handle that, what use is the great public speaking skills or great presentation skills? If you're speaking up in meetings and somebody interrupts you or steals your idea, and if you don't know how to take the spotlight back on you, what's the point? You might have the greatest idea, but somebody else is taking the credit for that. So it's very important to understand what is really going to help you to shine in your career and ascend to that next level. So, what lies underneath communication skills and leadership skills are really three things. Here's number one. I'll use different colors. Number one is confidence in yourself. And I'll go into much more depth on that, actually, on each one of that. Number two is advocacy. You need to know how to advocate for yourself without bragging, without stepping on toes, without feeling that you're being aggressive. And then the last one is networking. Whether you like it or not, whether you like it or not, whether you consider yourself an introvert or a shy person, if you don't know how to connect with leaders, if you don't feel confident in shaking hands with leaders and meeting with them and telling them about yourself and really understanding them and knowing them and building that relationship, you will stay stagnated in your career for a long time. So let me go into the depth of each one of them. So what is confidence? There are many definitions of confidence, but I will give you one easy definition. Confidence is I don't care. When you get to that point where you can confidently say, I don't care about what others think about me, what others will say about me, what others will react, how others will react or respond to what I have to say or do, you have become a confident person. And no, there's no arrogance in that, because it truly doesn't matter to you what others say, because you are so sure of yourself. And how do you build that confidence? You can only build that confidence by knowing yourself. All our life, we spend our time, years, and we spend our efforts into understanding the outside world. We learn about the world, right? We study botany, we study electronics, we study coding, we study medicine, we study art, we study how to interact, what others want, right? What are other people's expectations of us? We study how to fit in to make others happy. But we don't spend any time in understanding ourselves. Who am I? What do I want? What gives me joy? What excites me? How can I make myself happy? What is my relationship with me? And we have zero connection with ourselves if we are not into that habit of self reflecting. We're always focusing on what will they say? How will they react? I hope I don't make a fool of myself. We're always worried about how others are going to judge us. But confidence comes when we are focused within, and we realize our, good, bad, ugly, best, everything. We know ourselves so well, and we have complete acceptance of who we are. And we know what our shortcomings are, and we know what our greatness is. And we are okay with that. And we are working toward improving our shortcomings and becoming great at what we are good at. And we don't need anybody else's validation, because we are so self assured. And when we are self assured, when we know what we want, what gives us joy, what is my true goal, what do I really want in my life, then the next part, advocating for what you want, how you feel, what your ideas are, that becomes easy. And advocacy is nothing but really advocating what is great for you, what is good for you, what is good for the company, pushing your ideas confidently, advocating for your ideas, influencing people, helping others see where you're coming from, being able to, uh, shut that person down who's trying to shut you down. If somebody is stealing the spotlight from you, knowing how to get it back from them, sharing your ideas confidently, listening to people. If they have any objection, how do you handle those objections? If you are not doing that, you are not being seen as a leader. You might be great at communicating and getting things done, but if you're not able to show all that you have done, which is why most women stay in that same position, because they don't talk about all the greatness that they bring with them. They don't talk about all the work that they have done. And if they do it more in a complaining and whining manner. Oh, I have done so much, and why is someone else getting promoted? That is not going to help you get promoted. You have to negotiate with the right kind of strategies, but that again comes first from confidence, and then having the strategies to negotiate, to push the envelope, so that your ideas get accepted, so people can see your value. They can recognize all the work that you're doing. And if advocacy is missing, you're going to be stuck in your career for a long time. The last one, networking. Again, when you're confident, when you are confident in yourself, when you speak up confidently, when you have those strategies to have those connections, those conversations, then networking becomes easy. And here's the truth: if you are not connecting with the leaders in your company, you're not going to be seen. If you're not creating that social capital for yourself to back your growth, to back your promotion in the company, you're going to stay stuck. And what happens in most commonly is that when women don't get promoted in the same company, they'll start looking for other jobs. They'll keep switching jobs, and then they quickly realize within 5 or 6 months they're again in that same position. But this is the most important part, and this is what I like to say: can. If you have these, if you have can, if you can, then you can, is what I like to say. If you have the confidence, if you can advocate for yourself, if you can network with people, the right people, there's no reason why you can't get promoted. And within a short amount of time. If you are in the same position for a year and a half, 2 years, you haven't been able to establish yourself as a leader. This is what your boss means when they say you have to improve your communication skills and leadership skills. Now, here's the thing, right? When I said, who's the problem? You are the problem, right? Most of the times we just go about, oh, I don't know why I'm stuck. I'm working so hard. Well, there's only so long that you can stay in the I don't know university, right? We have to graduate from that. And I'm saying this with a lot of love, honestly, because I have been there. I have been there working harder, putting in a lot of time, effort, sleepless nights, skipping, events of loved ones. Dinner conversations are all around how miserable I am at work. I have done all of that. And I lived in the I don't know university for a long time, but I graduated with a lot of research that I have done. I have, I've worked as a physician. I have worked on the administrative side. I have worked as a leadership coach. I have worked with frontline people. I have worked with C-level folks. I have been a business manager, taught in the MBA program. So I have seen how people miss the mark and lose their promotions. And I was one of them. I got passed up for promotion, even though I was ripe for that next level. And I did that same mistake of switching jobs. But, the great thing is, my next job was working as a business professor, and I met with a lot of leaders. I just went deep and deep and deep into understanding why immigrant women, especially South Asian women, are stuck despite having all these amazing qualifications. It was all this work that I did. I came up with these three things, that these are the three key things. If you don't have it, you will stay stagnated in your career for a long time. So don't be that problem. Don't be that problem. 2024 is around the corner. So wake up. Wake up. Don't just keep telling yourself, I don't know. Now you know. So now the question is, how do you build that? Again, here, you can read books, you can watch YouTube videos, you can Google as much as you want. And I will share my perspective on that. And I already did at the very beginning. You won't get anything that is specifically for you. In our program, Unshackled Career Woman program, it's a 6 month long program. And we give you a lot of one on one support, group support. We do all the hand holding, we do role plays, we help you with scripts, we help you with strategies in how to show up as a leader. And the most important part is that this is culture friendly because I get it. I am a South Asian woman myself, so I know what it means to migrate to another country. I know what it means to not have English as your first language. I know how it feels like when you are the only brown person surrounded by white people, or you are the only woman in a male dominated team. I have been there, I have experienced that, and I know the pain. And I'm never going to ask you to change yourself. But here's the thing. You're not changing who you are at the core. You are still that same person, but things do need to change. How you interact with the world is what needs to change, because once you know yourself, which is what we help our clients understand, have that relationship with themselves and fall in love with themselves. When you are in that place, when you're self assured, then learning how to interact with the outside world is a game changer. Another thing that I have seen is that, how you do one thing is how you do everything. If you're not speaking up in the workplace, you're probably not speaking up at home as well. And the biggest change that we have seen with our clients is that once they change their relationship with themselves, the family dynamics improve, work dynamics improve. They are not phased by office politics. They become very confident in connecting and meeting with people. And this doesn't happen overnight, which is why we provide 6 months of support to our clients with a lot of one on one hand holding. Because I know once we are able to dive in and help you understand who you are, then everything else becomes easier. So I invite you, don't let 2024 be a repeat of all the past years that you have lived. Make 2024 a solid year for yourself, where you are stepping out of your comfort zone, out of your shell, and really taking charge of your career. Because nobody is coming for you. Nobody is coming for you. And most importantly, nobody really will understand the deep pain you feel being stuck, knowing in your heart how ambitious you are and how deserving you are. But you have to believe in yourself that you can become that leader. You have to believe in yourself that you are, once you make these changes, you can become that person who is sought after, who is respected as a leader, who is supported, who becomes that go-to person who can influence. Because if you don't believe that, then whether you read books or whether you work with a coach, it's not going to work. I cannot help you if you don't have that belief in yourself. If you're driven, if you're ambitious, and you know that you deserve to be at that next level, then yes, I can help. So if you have made that decision to make 2024 a different year for you and get out of your own way, so you are not the problem, you are not the obstacle in your own career progress, then I invite you to connect with me. You can either send me a DM or type yes in the comments and I will reach out to you. This is an exciting time. This is an exciting time to make that change, to really transform your career and be that leader that you know deep in your heart that you deserve to be. I wish you all a very happy new year, and I will talk with you soon. Type yes if you would like me to reach out to you, and we will take it from there. Or send me a private message, and I will respond to you very promptly.